This crash is the latest in a series of air travel incidents in recent months. Less than 3 weeks ago, a mid-air collision in Washington between an American Airlines plane and a US Army Black Hawk helicopter resulted in 67 fatalities. Here's what happened based on the first NTSB preliminary report. On January the 29th, 2025, PSA Airlines Flight 5342 was on its final approach to Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. The aircraft had taken off from Wichita earlier that evening, carrying 60 passengers and 4 crew members. 2 experienced pilots were at the controls. The captain had been with PSA Airlines for nearly 6 years, and the first officer had been with the airline for almost 2 years. The flight had been routine up to this point, and the weather conditions had been favorable. While the pilots were preparing to land, a US Army Black Hawk helicopter call sign PAT-25 was on a night training mission a few miles away. The Black Hawk, which had 3 crew members on board, was part of an annual evaluation exercise. The flight focused on training military pilots for low-altitude maneuvers over the Towac River, a mission requiring precision, coordination, and strict adherence to assigned altitudes. The pilots had been instructed to stay at or below 200 feet while following Route 1 before transitioning to Route 4. This well-known helicopter corridor near Reagan National Airport intersects multiple approach and departure routes, requiring precise coordination with air traffic control. The management of this complex airspace was the responsibility of the air traffic controllers at Reagan National, who were tasked with coordinating both planes and helicopters. However, Reagan National had been dealing with a controller shortage for years. On this particular night, only one controller was responsible for managing both plane and helicopter traffic. Typically, these roles were handled separately during peak hours, but they had been consolidated earlier than usual that night. The controller on duty that evening cleared Flight 5342 to land on runway 1. However, as the aircraft approached, the controller reassigned it to runway 33. This required the pilots to execute a side-eep maneuver to align with the shorter runway. In doing so, they would descend over the Potoac River and cross the path of the Black Hawk.
Tower 5342 on Mount Vernon, visual runway 1.
Pushing 5342, Washington Tower 1 star 32017, plus 25, can you take runway 33?
Yeah, we can do 33 for pushing 5342.
Pushing 5342, that's a Wilson Bridge, thanks for runway 33, runway 33, clear for land.
Change to runway 33, runway 33 for land 5342.
Meanwhile, the Black Hawk continued its training flight, following the Potomac River. As it approached the airport, the air traffic controller asked the crew if they had the CRJ in sight. The crew confirmed visual contact and requested visual separation, meaning they would ensure safe spacing. The controller approved traffic separation.
F25, traffic just off the Wilson Bridge to CRJ at 1,000 foot speed, start runway 33.
That's traffic, sir. That's visual separation.
Separation approved.
According to the NTSB, the helicopter's cockpit voice recorder suggests that the word circling may not have been received, potentially leading the crew to focus on a different aircraft or failed to anticipate the plane approaching from the side. In the meantime, the pilots of Flight 5342 had begun their landing sequence, making a slight right turn before the final left turn to align with runway 33. At this point, a series of events may have led to the plane's misidentification. The NTSB is still investigating the matter, but several factors could have contributed to the confusion. Both helicopter pilots likely wore night vision goggles designed to enhance low-light visibility. However, these goggles restricted peripheral vision and made depth perception more complex, potentially making it harder to judge distances accurately. The challenge of spotting the plane was further compounded by the city lights behind the approach path of runway 33, which blended in with the incoming aircraft. Additionally, while the landing lights were on, they were forward, facing, making them less visible from the side where the Black Hawk was flying. As the plane and the Black Hawk were closing in on each other, the conflict alert warning was activated in the tower. The controller responded and asked the helicopter crew to confirm whether they had a visual of the approaching CRJ in flight.
F25, CRJ in flight. Pad 2 spot, Pat Pond is PRJ.
It's about as a aircraft in sight versus separation.
Good separate.
The words passed behind may not have heard by the crew, possibly due to the helicopter's microphone key being depressed at that moment. Flight 5342 continued its descent, executing the required steep left turn for landing. Meanwhile, the Black Hawk was flying at approximately 325 feet, exceeding the maximum assigned altitude for Route 4. This discrepancy could have been due to the Black Hawk's altimeter being inaccurate. According to the NTSB, the cockpit crew received a traffic advisory warning about the impending collision, typically below 500 feet. Many TCAS systems do not issue oral traffic warnings, but in this case, one was triggered. The crew attempted to prevent a collision, but it was already too late. Seconds later, at 8:48, the two collided. The collision shattered the Black Hawk mid-air, sending flaming debris into the Toac River. The jet suffered severe damage, lost control, and plunged into the river just half a mile from the runway threshold. Minutes after the incident was reported, emergency responders from Washington, D.C., Arlington County, Maryland State Police, and the U.S. Coast Guard arrived at the crash site. All 67 lives were lost in the crash. The collision was the deadliest U.S. aviation disaster in 16 years.